This is how to make Nigerian commercial buns mix recipe at the comfort of your home that you can also sell to earn extra income in 2024. You will need to check this particular video that I'll be leaving the link in the description box beneath this video for how to make the wet ingredients. So let's get started. Hi everyone, my name is Susan and I am the host of Sussy's Cakes Recipes. For this commercial buns mix recipe, I'm making use of baking powder, I'll make use of salt, I'll also make use of ground cinnamon, or you can use nutmeg, or you can use all mixed spices. Please do not use the three of them together, use one of the three. And also, if you're using cinnamon or nutmeg, kindly ask your clients if they have any allergies, because a lot of people are allergic to cinnamon or nutmeg. Please check the description box beneath this video for a link to the detailed recipe and tips. I'll also be making use of granulated white sugar, a regular sugar you can see at the market, and flour. These are the components of the Nigerian commercial buns mix recipe. For the wet item, I'll be leaving a detailed video and I'll be leaving the link of that video in the description box too, to tell you what I'm going to be using to make the wet items. I'll be using margarine, I'll be using egg, I'll be using cold liquid. That is for the wet item. I'm not going to share that in this video. I have a video for that too. Now I'm making one of this recipe, that is, I'm making the whole of this recipe and I'm using one large egg. If I'm making two of the recipe, if I'm making double of the recipe, I'll be using 2 eggs. If I'm making times 3 of the recipe, I'll be using 3 eggs. I'm also using my regular standard measuring cups and spoons. I'm not using a scale because I want every one of us to get acquainted with the recipe and to understand it, and everybody should be carried along. Then I'm using my hand wicks. Of course, I'm making a mix, and then my sieve and airtight container. You want to store this for later so that you can either repackage to sell or use at a later date. It stores very well. So the first thing I'm going to do is to sieve my flour. You want to sieve your flour once. When I'm making pastries like buns, like chin-chin, like pies, I only sieve my flour once. If I'm making cakes, I sieve my flour 3 times. The reason why we sieve is to remove weevils and to remove dirt. After sieving, I'm going to be adding my baking powder and salt. You notice I'm adding baking powder and salt at different portions of my bowl. Salt and rising agent like baking powder or yeast are enemies, so you want to add them differently. Next, I went in to add my cinnamon, and then I'm adding my sugar. And then once I'm through with that, I'm going to use my hand wicks to whisk this together. Now this is the baking powder I'm using. My baking powder is a double agent or double rising baking powder. I'll leave the reason why I said this in the detailed recipe in the link beneath this video. So I'll whisk this well together. You want to use your hand wicks to whisk this well. You don't want to use your fingers. You want to use your hand wicks so that all dry items are well incorporated. Now, if you want to store this, simply use the lid of your airtight container to cover this and store for later. It stays for 3 months without getting spoiled. If you want to sell it, simply measure it and put in your pouch bags and put your label and resell. Trust me, you're going to make a lot of income selling your commercial Nigerian buns mix. Now that's all for me for today. Don't forget to check the description box beneath this video and also this particular video for more tips.